Welcome back. This is Bryan Vogt, and you're listening to Ready, Set, Sold. I'm here with Mayor Jim Vernier, the Mayor of Shiloh, Illinois, and we left you actually kind of on the lurch a little bit, but the mayor was talking about the extension from Frank Scott Parkway that's going to eventually go all the way to Skyforce Space, and also off of 64, the ramp. Enlighten us a little bit more about what you're talking about there.
Yes, it goes all the way east to what's called the Reader Road Interchange at I-64, and we expect development to occur there as well. But that's also a big positive for Scott Air Force Base for their commercial deliveries. All of the deliveries from Scott need to go down Route 4 and come around on the south side of the base. They're now going to have a direct access off I-64 straight into Scott Air Force Base for their trucks and deliveries. But that's a positive about the Frank Scott Parkway extension. But it also, of course, will bring in additional commercial development along the existing properties there in Shiloh.
And that is so huge. And what I love about this is not only does it's a win-win, and I always love win-win situations. Skyforce Space wins because they need to have that type of economic growth. It also solidifies Scott Air Force Base as a place of being here and how important it is to the community and how supporting community is such a great thing. But the other part about it is what I love about, there's that part where you're driving down Frank Scott Parkway and it just ends. It just stops there, right there at, I guess it's Cross Street is what you would call it there, at the stoplight. And now what you're talking about is that's going to be extended out, tie into 64, tie into the base. That news itself is fantastic because not only is that going to create, I know, extreme good things in the real estate market for Shiloh, but for the entire region. I mean, now Frank Scott Parkway is tied into not only O'Fallon, Belleville, Swansea, and Millstadt. It just opens up that door. We talk about perception. Perception is kind of real because when people come to a T and there's nothing on the other side, they just simply can't see the other side of it. So I think that expansion is going to be extremely exciting and good for you for helping get that through. The other part that I'd like to talk about too, we talked about the tip of the iceberg. That's just part of it because unless you've been living underneath a rock or you just don't watch the news at all, you've got some fantastic news coming off in Shiloh with a car, some little car dealership I've heard of, maybe people have heard of. Tell me more.
Yes, Offenburg Auto Mall will be building in Shiloh starting towards the end of this year and the next year. And we expect 6 to 8 dealerships to be located at that facility. Wow. And it is just to the east of the Holiday Inn and Target on the land that is owned by BJC. And just south of that, and that's going to be huge, the economic impact that our community is going to receive from the sales tax, et cetera, from that development is fabulous for our residents. But we also have just to the south of there 133 acres that Deerberg's just purchased, and they are in the process of laying out for a new shopping center. It's going to be a very nice facility. Just you see the one they have there now. They do it right, Deerberg's does, and this one I expect no less. There's also a large multifamily development that'll be going in that project as well. We've got several things on the horizon in Shiloh. Watermark is another company that's looking in Shiloh to build a facility, a multifamily project. They have one going right now in Chesterfield, which, by the way, Watermark must be a pretty good product because it's the first multifamily product approved in Chesterfield in 20 years.
Really?
Yes. So it's really going to be a nice project next to, if it's approved, next to St. Clair Church, just on between the Offenburg Auto Mall and St. Clair Church will be Watermark's project.
That is so awesome, and that's not including. And we touched on some of the things, but the new school, or I should say the newer school now. It's been there for a while, but the park that's on Frank Scott Parkway and all those things are in Shiloh, and I think you got a golf course or two in the mix there too. So, I mean, the expansion, those are all things that just really help a community in a whole, but also sellers and also buyers. And that goes to, if we're talking about small towns, but it reminded me of Waterloo, Illinois, that has a Walmart. That just wasn't imaginable at one time. It just wasn't. And the expansion of Columbia and Edwardsville now, they have a pretty good-sized mall complex there, and all the expansion between Edwardsville and Glen Carbon and Collinsville. And this rapid development that we've had in the Metro East has been amazing. And again, it goes back onto people with vision like you, people that see that possibilities that maybe no one ever saw, and that's kudos to you. And just a quick reminder, we are talking with the Mayor of Shiloh, Jim Vernier, who has been involved with the city either by mayor or on council for 33 years. So the man knows what he's talking about. And so we're very happy to have him. One of the things that we do talk about in the book, and there's 12 proven steps to the book, and just so you know, it is for a limited time now, it's a complimentary. There's no cost to you, so there's no excuse of not getting the book. So you can go to readysetsold.org, and that's readysetsold.org, pick up the book, sign up for it. It's a quick process. If you're just thinking about, maybe you're thinking about moving to Shiloh, maybe you need to sell your house in the Metro East, or possibly it could be that you're thinking about moving to Florida or someplace out, maybe the Metro East has been very good for you. Whatever the reasons are, pick up the book. You do not have to use me. This is no strings attached. Just go get the book, readysetsold.org. It's free. Sign up for it. We'll send it out to you. With that being said, what I really want to talk about too, and this is going to be in our next session, is kind of the wrap-up of what we talked about, what we've been doing here. You don't want to miss that. And also I'm going to talk specifically about what we're going to be talking about next week that you don't want to miss. And I'm putting a teaser out there, but stay tuned, come back to us, because I think you're going to be really, really pumped about what we're going to talk about the next week. You're listening to Ready, Set, Sold. I'm Bryan Vogt.